So let's listen to a little music, and then I'm going to have a little fun with you today on the Savage Nation. Sort of an easy ride today is what we're going to take. All right, it's enough already. That's it. Ready into the refrain I don't like. So the day started like this. I get up at dawn, which I usually do, even though I don't want to because the light comes in, and I sleep near the base sometimes. Jump in the car, go down to Sausalito, California. Everyone knows Sausalito. They love it. And I got there, walked around the docks, saw the sun come up. It was just gorgeous. It was still cool, and the fog was on the bay. And I want to read you, it's a page long of what I wrote. I really have to read this to you, how I got into radio, because I was next to a building where I cut my first demo tape. I can remember the day I recorded my first demo tape and sent it out to 200 stations around America. I went down to Command Productions in the Industrial Center building in Sausalito. The building in which this production studio was housed, incidentally, was part of the old Kaiser shipyards. They built the Liberty ships for World War II. It's an area I've spent a lot of time in, just musing or walking about the boats, the docks, the gas dock, looking at the boats. Anyway, I was writing books on health, nutrition, herbs, and I was doing corporate consulting. But I knew there was something more that I wanted. In fact, you might say I was desperate. I was 50 years old and I wanted more. Well, just things weren't right. All the years I had done book tours, these grueling 10-city book tours, I was told by various people in the media, Michael, you really ought to go into the radio business. You have a great voice. And I said to them, how can I go into the radio business? That's like telling someone to become an astronaut who can't fly. Nevertheless, necessity is the mother of invention. And so I created the name Savage Nation, and I went to Command Productions. I'll never forget it to this day. I opened the demo tape like this. And now, from high atop the Empire State Building in New York City, it's the Savage Nation. And then I had my wife call in, and a friend of mine call in from this little room that he lived in San Francisco during my monologue, which was against affirmative action. I had them call in with sort of staged calls. I would say, Frank, you're next up on the Savage Nation, that kind of thing. Well, I had gotten from a distant friend a list of all the radio stations in America that had talk shows. I believe it was over 200 at the time that I made the tape. And so I sent it out to over 200 radio stations in the United States looking for a job. Within a week, 5 stations said, hey, kid, you're pretty good. Give us a call. One I remember was in Boston. I don't remember its call letters. I hope it was WRKO where I am today. I don't remember the others, but another one was in my own backyard, and that was the largest talk radio station in San Francisco. They said to me, how would you like to fill in? Well, of course I wanted to fill in on the most powerful station in San Francisco, 50,000 watts. So I did. A midnight to 5 a.m. shift for a guy who had a show that was devoted to hating white people and pandering to the worst in human nature. I filled in and did a normal show. Actually, it was quite an interesting show, not inflammatory at all, in my opinion. You see, I talked about the inequality of affirmative action and things of that nature. Well, I received such hate calls from the left-wing listener base that I was shocked, in the sense that prior to this, I had been the good doctor, the good herbalist who everyone liked. I never heard such hatred in my life. For 5 straight hours, I sat there and took it and answered the best I could. As I drove home at dawn on Highway 101 to our little rental house, I remember looking in my rearview mirror the entire way back, thinking I was being followed. The hatred of the left wing had literally provoked a semi-paranoid reaction in me. When I got home and my family woke up, over breakfast I said, I will never do radio again. It is so filled with hate, I can't take it. Well, when I woke up later after my morning nap, ring, 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 ring. Hi, this is the program director. Savage, you did great. Would you like to fill in for him again? I said, never. I'll never do radio again. She said, well, would you consider doing another show? I said, well, what other show? Now, remember, the day-part radio shows on this 50,000-watt talk flamethrower heard from Canada to Mexico were the stars of radio at the time. And so I started filling in for the day-part radio shows. I created a storm. I was the first conservative in the media in the San Francisco area. There was nobody before me, and frankly, there's been no one since me who could shine my shoes. Everybody in the business knows that. So I did fill in for a few months, and then they came to me again and said, Savage, look, we're starting another station, and it's going to be all conservative. How would you like to be the star? Sure, let's do it. And so I did, and the rest is history. That's how I got into radio. The moral of the story is just do what you do best and try the best you can until the day you die, and eventually the train that you are riding will lead you where you belong.
Savage.